We're live.
Here we are.
Do that. Do that. Do that. Do this. All right. What the Fuddruckers?
What?
Okay. All right. Yes, I will hit the tweet button. Blammo! All right. Everything's in order, I believe. Oh, okay. Got the Pokemon. Go Nintendo Podcast, Webisode 776, the Turtonator Podcast. Turtonator.
I really wish you had told me that sooner so I could have been prepared.
The Go Nintendo Podcast is part of the Greenlit Podcast Network at greenlitpodcasts.com. Yes, Turtonator, not Turdonator. Mom Brain, will you please tell us about Turtonator, please?
Sure.
Sure.
Do Meet Turtle says hi, can't stay, but wanted to say hi.
Well, hello.
Wait, isn't the Turtonator the brand of a day you have?
That's right.
Yeah.
Fire up the Turtonator.
Went out to Taco Bell today. Fire up the Turtonator. It sounds like my truck. It makes brown noise, actually, to help.
Oh.
You don't need a squatty potty.
Very good.
You just... Excuse me. Turtonator lives in volcanoes and eats sulfur and other minerals.
So, I guess he is kind of turd-onator. If you're eating sulfur, he's going to smell like turds all the time.
Mm-hmm. That's how I feel. Materials from the food it eats form the basis of its explosive
Everything
shell.
right there, Teach?
No, absolutely not. It's been a whole week since I've taught. So
You are what you eat.
exactly. And they're big guys, 6 feet tall, 467 pounds. They're male and female. Their category is blast turtle.
I eat Turtonators like you for breakfast.
And abilities include shell armor.
Charmer.
Which just
Shell
made me,
armor.
I don't know why, but it just made me, I just touched my glasses. I hate that. Just made me feel like I really want to go to the beach.
Shell armor?
Yeah. I just really, I've been the last few days like really wanting to go to the beach. Good.
She sells shell armor at the seashore.
That's correct.
I don't understand the connection to the beach.
Shell.
Just shells?
Yes.
Okay. How is he done eating his snack ball already? What'd you do? Put like 5 in there? Mom Brain is here. How you doing, Mom Brain? Nicky Hill is here, and I think he's peeing. How you doing, Nicky Hill?
Oh, am I still not muted?
You are not muted, no.
I told you the mute button doesn't work. I'm okay. I was filling a cup of water because I need to drink water
It's important to stay hydrated. That's true.
to hydrate. Yeah, I'm muting.
I can tell when you're muted, yeah. Hello, Malik Halo and Autumnal Blake and Blood Ocean and Dre Gamer and Nico Darunia and Steel Diver and Doom Eternal, who's here and leaving, and Cooter and Hylian Tom and Mordan and Rakia and my mom, who I saw was in here. Thanks, Mom, for coming in. I'm honored that you're that bored that you're in here with the podcast. Hello, Roth and Shillelagh and everybody else I didn't see. Mom, I know you have other things you could be doing. Hello, Arcade Token. I know you have other things.
Your mom listens to the Go Nintendo podcast.
Oh, my mom! I know you have other things you could be doing, Mom, because I've seen the amount of time that you spend playing Stardew Valley. I've looked on your profile, and you've put in a decent amount of time with that game.
Has she hit 1,000 hours?
I think it's got to be over that. Mom, go on your Switch and tell us how much time you spent on Stardew Valley. Hey, Comanche, could you get out of here, please? Get out of my life.
Don't say that.
Josh Grobot is here as always. How are you feeling today, Josh? Nicky Hill, can you? There you go.
Did you know you can play Tetris for free on Tetris.com?
I have heard that somewhere before, Josh. Thanks for reminding me. I'm having trouble.
Thanks. Very cool.
I'm having trouble with my phone. I'm
Why
putting
would
it.
you say that?
I'm putting it on
Is your
auto.
mute button broken as well?
No, I always put my phone. I turn the auto lock off on my phone during the podcast, so it stays bright. And I don't know. God damn it! Now I closed the Discord. I don't know what's going on. It's not working this time. My phone keeps dimming.
Perhaps it's user error.
Perhaps that was the most important part. Autumnal Blake says, "Please
Just
answer
in
the
time for the new phones to come out. Mhm.
please answer the question about Josh. What's the question about Josh? Is it true that Josh runs on Dong Energy? The people deserve the truth. Josh, is it true that you run on Dong Energy?"
No, not at all.
There you go.
I'm a hardcore gamer.
Okay. Oh, I get. So he runs on Gamer Fuel.
That's none of your business.
All right. Well, okay. Fair enough. Before we get into anything else this episode,
Hello, PC.
hello, Kirby and PC. I have
And
to,
Robot
and Robot Face, I have to say something.
Or Robo T-Face.
Robot T-Face. There you go. My mom says she's played 1,180 hours of Stardew Valley. That is something else. That's a lot of crops. That's a lot of seasons.
That's so many marriages.
1,100 hours?
That is right. 1,180 hours. Wow. Nicky Hill, you got a lot of catching up to do with Solitaire.
I'm actually not sure I have that much catching up to do. Check my time in a little while.
Oh, my mom is a salacious relationship. My mom says she's married 4 different characters. Wow. All right. Before we get into anything else, I have something important to share with Nicky Hill. Nicky Hill.
Yeah.
I owe you. I owe you an apology.
I don't know why.
And
I don't think you do.
It's been weighing a little heavy on me for the last couple days since I found out. And I also want to point out.
You mean like a couple days ago when you said I have to apologize to you, but I'm not going to yet?
That's right. I saved it for the show. I also have to say that Do Michaels specifically called me to tell me that I needed to apologize to you. And I said, yes, I already know. I'm planning on doing it. And we were talking. Hello, Ice Grove. We were talking about it. So this is my apology to you, Nicky Hill. On last week's show, we got into the discussion of Netflix and The Floor is Lava and Floor is Lava on Amazon Video. But I told you I was talking about the show.
Kirby says he owes one too.
I was talking about the show, and I said blah 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 blah, and you were like,
You did.
"Is it on Netflix?" And I said, "Yes, Nicky Hill. I already said that." Well, I apologize. I had not said that.
Whoa!
I was just saying that I watched the show, and I never said that it was on Netflix.
Wow. So you were gaslighting me.
I was gaslighting. Well, to be truthful, I was gaslighting you and myself because I really thought I said it. But
now, how many other times
Agreed.
have you so freshly told me? I've told you 1,000,000 times already.
well, now that we have the what's the word? Somebody who the podcast historian, Do Michaels. Now that he's listening closely, if any of those instances pop up, I'm sure he'll let me know. But yes, I had to let you know that I am sorry. I apologize. It was my mistake, and I will work hard to make sure it never happens again.
We'll see about that. I'm gonna need you, Michaels, around all the time.
You do not have to accept my apology. I completely understand, but yes, it needed to be addressed because it was my fault. So,
thank you.
You got it. Moving on.
What's wrong with you?
Friend of the.
I'm gonna tune out now for the next hour.
Yeah, now you can totally get away with it. You'll be like, "Did you already say that to me?" And I'm gonna say, "I don't know. I honestly don't know." We'll have to talk to Do Michaels. Moving on, we have something else important to talk about. Longtime GoNintendo fans might know of Phil Summers or Shamoozle. And this lovely man has worked with us in the past on a number of animated features for GoNintendo. He did a series of animated shorts that were about Castlevania and Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt and Captain N and a whole bunch of stuff. I absolutely loved those shorts. It was an honor to share those on GoNintendo. Some of my proudest moments of the site were showing off his animations. It was a really cool thing that he did for us. And obviously he's gone on to bigger and better things since then. And he's got, but he's still doing amazing video game related art. And that's what I'm talking about. He was nice enough to send me his newest project, which is not out yet, but it comes out, or it's available to purchase on Monday. He has this series called Hand-Drawn Game Guides, where he goes back to classic, well, at least as the series is so far, he goes back to classic NES games. And he takes the instruction booklets and he completely redoes them. He hand draws he hand draws every single page and also fleshes out story and details and stuff like that. So he's done Contra and he's done Ninja Gaiden. What?
Just want to say Freddie Fro jumped in to say hello, but he's heading out to go help friends move. So
you're doing the Lord's
Fro,
work.
Oh man.
Bend with your knees. Oh, Mom Brain already said that.
I did.
Live with your knees.
He's done Ninja Gaiden and Contra, but his newest one is The Legend of Zelda, the original Legend of Zelda. And there's only going to be 100 physical copies available. And they come with a lovely, like, what do you call these, Mom Brain? You're a book person. Slipcover?
Jacket, like a dust jacket.
A lovely jacket that gives you, the gorgeous cover art. The front cover itself, just on the guide, is like a graph paper book, I guess you would say.
Dot pages.
Yeah.
Not graph, because graph would be.
Well, I thought you draw.
No, I think there's because like my bullet journal is dot paper.
It doesn't matter. And you have like that little ribbon for keeping your page as well. It's 64 pages of instruction booklet goodness. It's absolutely gorgeous stuff. Look at this, Mom Brain. Look at this stuff. Look at this stuff.
I love it.
This is amazing. I'm going to do a feature for it on GoNintendo. Well, I already posted up about it today on GoNintendo, but I'm going to do like a video flip through of the book because it's so good. I mean, his stuff has always been amazing. And what I really like about it is he takes the original pictures and the original art style, and not just that, the original coloring, how Nintendo approached color in their instruction booklet, and he runs with that here. So like the coloring of the original instruction booklets or the Legend of Zelda instruction booklet, it's hard to describe. It was like watercolor, and they used like multiple versions of the same shade to color things out. It made for a really unique look, and he continues that tradition here. It's really gorgeous stuff. And also the physical version comes with something that was very handy back in the day, a fold-out version of the map for the Legend of Zelda. That's with numbers handy. And details and a legend and all that. So it's a really cool project, and you get it all for just $25. Now, remember, I said there are only 100 physical versions to go around. Orders open Monday, June 29th. And they go live at noon East Coast time. So make sure you get in there because can you put this together for me? Because they are, they're going to go really quickly, but don't fret. If you want one and you're not hung up on
it's getting so dark out.
I know, and you're not hung up on the physical side of things, you can get a digital version, which is sent to you as a PDF right away. And that is only $1. So $25 for the physical version, which is a steal.
For $1.
And for $1, you can get the digital version. Like I said, I'll do a feature on this so you can get more a closer look at the physical book. But if you go on the site right now, you can see a post about it.
I would enter into a consensual sexual relationship with this Zelda.
That's beautiful.
I just want you to know that.
You can. That's on our anniversary. That's a lovely thing to say.
I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to be upfront with you.
You can go to the website and check out the post for this right now. Hand-drawn game guides, Legend of Zelda. That post will give you a link to the site that you can bookmark for pre-ordering your copy later. You can also get the other two versions if you are the Ninja Gaiden and whatever the other one was, Contra. You can get those still too if you want to. So yeah, really cool. Thanks to Phil for sending that over. We've kept a good relationship ever since we worked together.
Thanks. Very cool.
You're right, Josh. Very cool. Very cool. And we keep in touch. We talk about wrestling pretty often because he's gotten back into wrestling lately. So we've been talking about that. Just an all around good, super talented guy. So definitely support his stuff. Check that out. There's that. And I want to talk about one more thing. Mom Brain,
Yes, dear.
how do you feel about Unsolved Mysteries coming back?
You have been tormenting me about this for days. Days. I don't. You know how I feel. I think you're just trying to rile me up in public.
No, this is your open, honest discussion about it because I know you're afraid of the song, but I think you're excited for the show. Hello, Shonic the Hedgehog. Go ahead, Mom Brain.
As a kid, I'm sure I've told this a million times, but for those of you who don't know, my parents would put on Saturday nights, Cops, and then America's Most Wanted would come on afterwards, right? And that would scare me, like, a lot. And then I feel like Unsolved Mysteries came on after that.
No, completely different
A
channels.
Current Affair
You're
would
so
come
wrong
on?
here.
Well,
No,
anyway,
Current Affair was earlier in the day. God,
was it?
this is a mess.
All right, so that would
Unsolved
scare
Mysteries
me.
was on NBC. Cops was on Fox.
So my
and-
parents would put on Unsolved Mysteries
Mhm.
and then like fall asleep. And I'd be left alone in the living room
That's great.
watching Unsolved Mysteries. And for a period of time, and I was in middle school for a period of time, I was convinced that I had been abducted by aliens. I did like an essay in English class on alien abductions. And I did like a ton of like research on it. And one day, I might not have even told you this, one day in middle school in Spanish class,
The aliens came.
I can tell you exactly where Mike Lamparello was in my class, like 5 seats ahead of me. Is that a fart?
Maybe.
And I felt a bump like on the back of my head. And it turns out it was just like a nasty, like
Alien,
ingrown
yes.
hair or something. But I like was convinced that it was like a grain of rice sized thing that the aliens had implanted in my head when I didn't know it. And I really was like, I
Well,
contemplated.
here it is. I found the proof.
Right. I contemplated like coming to my parents about it. And then I was like, they won't believe me and they'll like think I'm crazy. And they would have been right. And it's all because of Unsolved Mysteries. And now when I hear the song, it like makes me feel alone and scared. Like, you know, that middle of the night feeling you get when you're a kid and you've had a bad dream, or an adult and you've had a bad dream. That's how I feel.
Yes, Unsolved Mysteries was a TV show on in the 90s, hosted by Robert Stack, that was about unsolved mysteries. It could be some stuff that I guess they kind of hinted at, like alien abductions or stuff like that. Other things were like, you know, I guess kind of like mob related. Other things were just disappearances in general, and you don't know what happened. And some of those unsolved mysteries did get solved, but many others continue on to this day. Hello, Darmani. And Nintendo is Nintendo. God damn it. I read you saying Nintendo, Darmani. Netflix is bringing back Unsolved Mysteries. You're doing brand new episodes of Unsolved Mysteries. I don't know who the host is, but they have a trailer on their YouTube channel if you want to check that out. It's coming out like July 10th or something like that. And I'm very excited about it. And I just had to talk to Mom Brain about it on the show because before we get into Nintendo news, we talk about whatever the hell's on my mind. And that's been on my mind because I'm so excited for that show. And the image of you, like in a dark room, parents asleep, TV glowing.
In that living room with a fire in the fireplace in the winter, it's like cold and dark outside and they're conked out. And like, what am I supposed to do about that?
Just, I'm picturing the glow of the TV and your eyes like wide open.
Scared to death.
Somebody in the chat said, they said that one of the things that happened in Unsolved Mysteries was in their town. I don't know where it was. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, Robot Face says one of the saddest things that ever happened in my town had an Unsolved Mysteries episode. There you go.
Oh, that's awful.
Malik Halo says, I don't know. I didn't know it was coming back. Rest in peace, whoever hosts. I hear inside track. I hear that Robert Stack is coming back from beyond the grave to host it.
Unsolved.
They're gonna bring him back and just put together other voice clips to make it sound like he's talking about the stuff in this episode. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna have a host or not. I would hope that they do, because Robert Stack was like part of the episode. He did the full narration for it right before they cut. So the show has like a narrator, which was Robert Stack, who introduces the mystery. And then they go into like a reenactment and you watch actors do different things. But then there's still narration. And I believe that was Robert Stack. PC would know, because I believe PC has been watching all 14 seasons of Unsolved Mysteries before this announcement happened.
What we watched this week too?
What did we watch?
Perry Mason.
Oh, we watched the first episode of the new Perry Mason, which was excellent.
It was excellent.
I was very excited about it. Had a chance to sit down. Mom Brain had no idea what it was. We started watching it. She got really into it. The first episode ended. She's like, "Are we going to watch another?" And I was like, "Well, that's all that there is right now. There's only one episode. We can't watch another." So yeah, if you're an HBO person and an adult, what do you got to be? Over 17 for an R-rated movie?
Isn't it 18? You have to be an adult.
I think it's 17.
I don't know. It's been a while since I've had to.
Because there's
30
nudity
years since
and
I've had to
cursing
worry about that, 20 years.
and violence and stuff like that. It's 17, so still never. Check that out. All right, Mom Brain.
Yes, dear.
Can you transfer us to the news section, please?
Oh, of course.
Thank you. This week in Nintendo news, some analysts have said that Nintendo is not really going to be doing too much with mobile going forward, because they are having such great success with the Switch that they want to focus more on their traditional hardware and software rather than mobile. And Nintendo has always said that they've used mobile to they've used their mobile games to direct people back to their traditional hardware and software. Mobile was never going to be a focus for them, more of a like a third pillar, with the intention of promoting their IP and their franchises to get people to check them out on traditional platforms. And obviously, things are going quite well for the Switch. So analysts are saying that Nintendo is moving away from mobile. I don't want to say completely pulling out or anything like that, but they are moving away. And I was very careful in how I wrote this story, because there's no official statement from Nintendo. Nintendo has not come out and said we are pulling back from mobile and we're going to focus more of our efforts on traditional stuff. They haven't said anything. This is just analysts talking about it, mixed with the fact that Nintendo doesn't have any announced new mobile software coming. So I was very careful with how I wrote it, because I knew that there was going to be confusion about this. And the next day, it was all kinds of misinformation. A whole bunch of different outlets were like, Nintendo stepping away from mobile games, Nintendo no longer making mobile titles. I think IGN I don't want to misquote them. I'm going to go on YouTube and see what it says. But just a bunch of headlines where I don't know if people were getting the information wrong or they were just sensationalizing the news to begin with. But it's very disappointing. So I want to make it very clear. Nintendo has not officially said that they are winding down mobile, that they're slowing their mobile development. Nothing like that. There is only one specific quote from Nintendo, and it came back in May. Yes, Nicky Hill.
I was going to say it's confirmed. Nintendo is throttling people's internet connections.
that's they're definitely
not internet. Sorry, slowing down people's mobile connections.
Well, Nintendo's not very good at online, so that would make sense. I wish I could find this thumbnail. Here we go. Here you go. Nintendo. So over on IGN, their thumbnail says Nintendo retreats from mobile. Sensationalized headline. Then if you actually read the title of their post, it says Nintendo reportedly retreating from mobile. Two different things. They couldn't fit that word in a thumbnail? No, they could. They just wanted to sensationalize it. So the one quote that is from Nintendo, this is back in May, like I said, comes from Nintendo's president, Shuntaro Furukawa. He says, "We are not necessarily looking to continue releasing many new applications for the mobile market." That is all that they said. And again, that was back in May. So not, they're saying it wasn't a definitive, we are not stopping mobile development. It's just like, we don't know what we're doing. So something to think about going forward. And like I said, we don't know of any new announced mobile titles from Nintendo. The Destructo94 says, good. Tired of getting pissed off seeing all the cool stuff we begged for years for coming for console Mario Kart heading to tour. Characters like Pauline, Dixie Kong, Funky Kong, Diddy Kong, Birdo, Real King Boo, actual reverse racetracks, the return of Double Dash special character items, missions, a bunch of classic returning karts. Feels like a slap in the face to us Switch owners who owned a Wii U, where the only Mario Kart we have gotten is a Wii U port with no DLC, not to mention Mario Kart 8's roster is a complete joke. Well, the Destructo94 is a little bit upset about it. Certainly, I can agree that it would be nice to get some of that stuff in a traditional Mario Kart, especially in the expanded character roster, even if you're going to do it through DLC, because Nintendo has so many different characters, and I've complained about this before. Mario Kart doesn't need Mario and Baby Mario and Metal Mario and Gold Mario, and we don't need Peach and Rose Gold Peach and Baby Peach. I want, like, you know, Mario and Luigi and Shy Guy and Koopa Troopa and Wart
Drybones.
and Drybones and Pokey.
Did you know that Wario was a baby too, and apparently as a baby he was a doctor?
I knew he was a baby, but I did not know he was a doctor. You know,
Crazy.
that Wario gets a bad rap, but he's quite. I don't even know if entrepreneur is the right word. He's an entrepreneur as far as WarioWare goes, but he's also a treasure seeker. Like maybe what do you call Indiana Jones? What's he? Is he an archaeologist? What's his official title? He's a teacher.
Adventurer.
He's a professor.
What is it called?
Professor Adventurer. Proventurer, I believe it's called.
Grave robber.
Grave robber. That's what he has. The famous grave robber Indiana Jones. And look at Wario. He makes his own
He's
video.
a Tomb Raider. Duh.
Tomb Raider. That's it. Indiana Jones Tomb Raider. He makes his own video games. He goes out on treasure-seeking adventures. He's a doctor. He was a doctor as a baby. He's a tennis player. He's a kartist, a go-kartist. Mom Brain, you are a go-karter. What do you call those? A go-kartist?
A race car driver.
A race kartist. Yeah, he does it all. That Wario's done some impressive stuff. Moving on. We finally got the reveal of which ARMS character is heading to Smash Brothers. And they come out on June 29th. It is Min Min. Min Min is the one that is joining the roster. She's the one that has the ramen style hair. So we got the... Oh, yeah, I got to tell this story. This is a great story. Min Min was revealed. Masahiro Sakurai did the 30-plus minute presentation showcasing Min Min and the stage. And some other Mii Fighter costumes that are on the way. So all good stuff. I'm excited to see Min Min joining out of the roster because most people were thinking it was going to be or whatever his name is, the main guy, or Ribbon Girl. What is it, Ribbon Boy and Ribbon Girl? I don't know. But we're getting Min Min, which is pretty cool. So here's the thing.
The thing is,
this is a little story about something that happened to me during the week. Before this presentation happened, Nintendo in Japan on their official Twitter account sent out a tweet, and they're like, hey, don't forget, the Smash Brothers Ultimate character reveal is coming this day. And they said this presentation was filmed from Masahiro Sakurai's home. And I was like, oh, that's a cool little tidbit. That, you know, obviously they're working from home and the pandemic and all that. I was like, this is really interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing how they shoot it, like, because obviously they're usually in an office or something like that. No, you were thinking great, Comanche. Go back over there and lay down. So I was looking forward to it, and I was like, that's a neat little tidbit. So I went to share that on GoNintendo, and I don't remember what my exact title was, but it was something like. The next Smash Brothers reveal may give us a sneak peek inside Sakurai's home. And I tweeted that out. And unfortunately, I don't remember the name of the person on Twitter, but there was someone on Twitter who is sizable. They have a sizable following. He retweeted my tweet and said something like, y'all are weird, or something like that. It was Miyamoto. And retweeted my tweet, and everybody was reading the tweet, and they're like, this is so weird. This is, they're like, why aren't they treating him like a person? And it was like, why are they just, you know, they were like, this is creepy. And I'm reading the title. I was like, I didn't mean it as creepy. I just meant it as like, this is a neat little thing about the presentation. And I tweeted the guy and I was like, I didn't mean it like that. Like Nintendo revealed that information. And he said, like, sure they did, bud, or something like that. And I was like, oh, God. So this all happened in the span of 5 minutes. I deleted the tweet and I reworded it and put it back out to make it sound not creepy, which I didn't even realize it sounded creepy to begin with and didn't mean it that way. And the tweet came out and that was fine. And then everybody over on this other account was saying, like, look, he deleted it. He's trying to hide what he did. I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, there was blowback. I'm trying to fix it. And I was replying to those people and I was replying to those people. I'm like, I'm not hiding it. I saw that there was issues and I'm addressing it and I'm apologizing. And I made a new tweet. That's all it is. I said, I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm trying to fix it. And then the guy that sent out that tweeted me and he was like, I was just joking around, man. I didn't mean to get people riled up. And I was like, it's all right. No big deal. I said, you drew attention to something that I could have worded better. So I deleted it and made a new title. And I said, thanks for drawing attention to it. And he said, yeah. And said something along the lines of, I'm sorry, I'll delete the tweet. So he deleted his tweet too. I was just like, it's like 15.
Man, he went back on what he said. Oh man.
It was like 15.
The internet doesn't forget.
15 minutes of like a whirlwind of like, oh God, why does this stuff happen? And I was like, all this over just what I thought was a little cool tidbit. And in the presentation, it was even cooler than I expected because Nintendo at Sakurai's house showed off all the consoles that Sakurai has. He's got 2 big TVs next to each other and an awesome entertainment setup that has like, I don't know, 15 to 20 consoles lined up underneath the TVs. Everything from, the NES or Famicom to today's systems. And I was like, man, look at that setup. It was really cool. And then, which I think is creepy, and I didn't post about, people, now this is creepy, people hunted down the sofa that Sakurai was sitting on in his presentation. They found the sofa type and where you can buy it, and they were sharing that with everybody. And like, if you want to have his sofa, you can find it here.
Well, I'll tell you that
when posted his address.
When we moved to virtual learning, there were big discussions among like our guiding organizations about how teachers need to be careful about what they're sitting, like what's viewable on their cameras. You shouldn't be able to see out a window from like the camera because you don't want anybody to be able to identify like where you live. You don't want anyone to be able to identify your stuff. You don't want to be like targeted because of something that's like in view. Like, they suggested basically like clear a wall in your house and put like a table and a chair in front of it like you're being interrogated. And like, that's that. Like, you shouldn't, like, because they'll find you. Like, I don't, like, they, like, the students will find you, the parents will find you. I don't know, but
I think the last thing students want to do is find where their teachers are while they're learning from home. I think they're very happy to be.
Yeah, no, they probably do. So they can like cut their lines for their internet and stuff. Like, yeah. So,
Autumnal Blake says, to be fair, it was a very nice sofa. It was a nice sofa. That I can't deny. So yeah, Min Min was revealed. She's coming to the game on June 29th as part of Fighter Pass Volume 2. Or you can purchase Challenger Pack 6 separately for $6. There you go. First comment comes from Wired Weird, and he says, now, wait a minute. This story is not minuscule and should not be minimized. It deserves a minimum of 10 thumbs up. This character isn't just some vermin or minion. I think the admin should put this as a top story. Yeah, Nintendo Jam did not make it a top story, but don't worry. I did make it a top story. We have rumors of what EA's other titles are for Switch, which is a topic near and dear to Nicky Hill's heart. Last week, we talked about EA bringing 7 games to Switch within the next 12 months, and we knew 4 of them. And now, apparently, we have word on the next 3. This is rumor. It is not confirmed yet, but it is from a source who has gotten multiple tidbits of inside information in the past, and they've all been correct. So, here are the next 3 games that are apparently coming to Switch. We're going to get a remake or a re-release or a revamp of Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, which came out in 2010. We'll be getting Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville. And we're also getting the Velan Studios upcoming team-based action title. Now, we did know about Velan Studios game before. It's just we haven't seen anything about it. And, that's a title that EA is publishing for Velan. So that news kind of went under the radar when it originally came out. We did share that, and I completely forgot about it because, like I said, we haven't seen anything for it. So that one I will say is 100% confirmed because that was officially announced by EA at the time. But the other two, Need for Speed, Hot Pursuit, and Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville, are strictly rumor right now, but they certainly do seem believable, especially with EA releasing Burnout Paradise Remastered for Switch. And my understanding is Need for Speed, Hot Pursuit is a game that remastered or whatever they're going to call it, is a game that's going to come out on all platforms, not just Switch. Kendrick Lamario says Peggle Collection and NHL EA give the people what they want. My brain will certainly vouch for that. She would love a Peggle Collection on Switch.
Yes, please.
When was the last time you played Peggle?
On the DS, probably.
Josh, you're a hardcore gamer. Do you like Peggle?
No, not at all.
I had a feeling. Not hardcore enough for Josh. He needs blood and gut. Well, then why does he play Tetris?
A big hello to my fans.
This Josh, I went to college with this guy, and he's still such a mystery to me.
That's none of your business.
Okay. I'm very happy to report that if you type in Josh Grobot on Google Images, you will get the first result is a picture of Josh Grobot. The Google will ask you if you mean Josh Groban, but I do not mean Josh Groban. I mean Josh Grobot. And I sent that to Crazy Colonel because he's captured Josh Grobot in a picture or two, of course. And I was like, we've made it. This is it. We made it. I'm so happy that comes up.
Shut up.
Wow.
I don't care.
All right. Well, thanks, Josh. You're always a pleasure. This week we also shared some not inside information. We answered your questions on Lego Super Mario. We had a big section on that last week talking about our impressions and my virtual tournament and my little bitch star that Mom Brain loved so much and Crazy Colonel captured in a picture. But you guys had questions about Lego Super Mario and we answered those. I can give you the quick answers here rather than going to a whole new thing. I'll give you ones that are not opinion, but actually fact. Yes, Lego Super Mario works with existing Lego bricks. We did talk about that. Motion-based enemies like the Boomer Bill and the Cheep are on like rotating arms that you spin either through a gear or by flicking them. Other enemies that you would think move, like the Paragoomba, you would just move on your own. You'd have to make them fly around. The phone app does work without an internet connection, so you don't have to be on the internet the whole time. But obviously, when you're on the app and you go to like the user-created section that loads in pictures from other players or users, if you're not connected to the internet, if your phone's in airplane mode, that stuff will not populate. You need to have an internet connection to get that stuff. But other than that, if you're just building or looking at your instructions or anything like that, instructions to build, you do not need to have an internet connection. Yes, you can take naked Mario around the course if you want to. He does not need to have on any overalls or the cat suit. You can take both of those off and have him hop around. This is something people wanted to know. So yes, you can do that. It looks weird, but you can do it. Lego Koopa Troopa, I was asked how that works specifically. Lego Koopa Troopa has the color code on his back. And he works differently from the Goomba because you need to do 2 jumps on him to get the coin. So the first jump is, you have to use your imagination. So the first jump is maybe spitting him out of the shell, or the first jump is putting him in the shell. And then the second jump is kicking him away, or maybe the second jump is jumping on the actual Koopa Troopa out of the shell. But either way, the second jump is the one that gets you the coins. Whoa! I was asked about Cat Mario and how he recognizes climbing walls. Yes, it does work differently from regular
meow.
regular Lego Super Mario. So when you're in the Cat Mario suit, when you go to climb something, you turn Mario horizontally as he's climbing up the side of something. So, you know, his color light, his scanner thing is facing the ground. And then you would face that towards the thing you're climbing up and climb up it sideways horizontally. And Mario will make different noises like little cat meows and stuff like that. And as you're climbing up the side of something, every like 3 or 4 steps, he'll get some bonus coins for climbing up an item. So it does actually know that you are Cat Mario and climbing up the side of something rather than walking on the ground. You are not... Someone asked if you can equip the suits while you're in the course. And yes, you can do that too. But if you're actually playing a course, you have 60 seconds. And taking Mario out of his regular overalls and putting him in the cat suit will eat up some of your time. But yeah, you can do that. You can leave the cat suit somewhere on the course and play as regular Mario. Get to that point, switch out the suits, and then your Cat Mario. And then maybe climb something and get bonus points. Or... that's a really cool idea. Maybe you can have a branching path where you can continue as regular Mario and walk through a course, or there's an obstacle that you can only climb if you're Cat Mario. And if you have enough time, you can put on the suit and do it. And somebody asked if it's compatible with Lego Bionicle. And I do not know that because I don't have Bionicle stuff. And I don't know what makes Bionicle any different than regular Lego. I know there's some different bricks in there, some different construction pieces, but yeah, I don't know overall. So there's some of your questions answered about Lego Super Mario. If you have any more questions about Lego Super Mario, I'll be happy to join them.
Josh, let's not.
I'll be happy to answer them. Sorry.
Josh, I
Josh, what's up? Is that because we're a few days away from your birthday?
I told him not to. I didn't want to make a fuss.
You know, I've known Josh a long time, and you guys only met this year, and it seems like you two are really close.
Thanks. Very cool.
Gecko Kitsune says...
Strong brain doesn't gaslight him.
Oh, Gecko Kitsune says... no, we're going to ask for better answers. Everything was extremely thorough and informative. Wouldn't expect any less from my favorite news outlet. That's really interesting about Cat Mario recognizing walls. I really do hope they add a Lego Luigi sometime down the line. Yeah, there was a question about Lego Luigi. Obviously, they haven't said anything, but yeah, I don't see why they couldn't do that. It would be lovely to see that. And that it would be good to see him as with the same functionality as Lego Super Mario, not just do a, you know, Lego Luigi that's like one of the Toad characters or enemy characters. Like you run an actual like full-on playable super Lego Super Luigi. But I don't know. That's just fan speculation with no actual evidence so far. Just, I should say, fan hope, not speculation. A Nintendo spokesperson has said that production of the Switch is returning to normal. So for a while there, because of the pandemic, production of the Switch was halted in some areas and severely limited in other areas, making it very hard for Nintendo to get stock out there. And many customers, potential, have been wondering why stock is so hard to find and when things are going to get back to normal. And Nintendo has said that they're getting back to normal now. Nintendo has specifically said that as of June, things are getting better, and they expect to be back to 100% complete normal production sometime in summer. So obviously we have July and August. So sometime in there. So if you're trying to find a Switch or even Ring Fit Adventure, the production for those items is picking up, and hopefully the situation will be better quite soon.
Are you looking in the Discord?
I'm reading the news now. I'm looking now. Hello, Guy Bones. Robot Face sent a lovely picture of a GIF of a Goomba walking with human
like Randy
legs.
Orton legs.
That is something else. Moving on. Or no, a comment comes from PS.
I mean, if you spent all that time squatting down like that, your legs would be really strong too.
That's true, man. That is a lot of squatting. PSI Win says, I'm certainly noticing it with Ring Fit Adventure. We've been getting copies delivered quite frequently now. They sell out fast, but we haven't seen copies in months otherwise.
Your mom has a pretty good comment about it too.
My mom says,
I don't know if you can say it on the air.
looks like a Turdinator about the Goomba. Kirby says Goomba, more like Gamba.
Oh.
All right, Mom Brain, can you play us our little advertisements, please? We'll be back in less than a minute.
Hi, I'm Ray, and this is my friend Alex.
Hi.
And we do a show called No More Whoppers.
Some call it corn, we call it therapy.
We're adults with the virility of men.
Want to hear us read snack food copy and talk about Japanese chips? Too bad!
Join us every month or so on the Greenlit Podcast Network.
Fans of video games, history, or video game history will definitely want to listen to Retronauts. Each week, Bob Mackey and myself, that's Jeremy Parrish, dive into the stories behind the greatest games of the past and the history behind the hits of today. Check us out every Monday on the Greenlit Podcast Network.
You won that round, Mom Brain. Holy crap. That
I
was
sure did.
we're playing our screwdriver game. I
What were
pretended it
you?
was a steak and I was a vampire, and Mom Brain was playing a violin.
Yeah.
Wow, you win. Nintendo did something pretty cool for the Min Min reveal trailer for Smash Bros. Ultimate. There is a special animation that featured Kirby and Captain Falcon eating in a ramen restaurant while Min Min is hiding in the background pretending to be the waitress or chef, or I don't know. Blah, 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 blah. But Captain Falcon is part of the reveal trailer, and he's eating a bowl of very hot ramen, and he's having some trouble eating it because it's so steamy, and he's making all kinds of noises. Like,
Baby, lock the door and turn the lights
I really thought we were going to get a dad groan
down
there. And Nintendo actually went way beyond what was necessary for the voice acting of Captain Falcon, because in what's going on here?
What?
I'm getting notifications about something. Nintendo brought back the voice actor who voiced Captain Falcon all the way back on the N64 game, because they haven't recorded new lines for Captain Falcon since the original Smash Bros. Release on the 64. The trailer featured the voice of Ryo Horikawa, who is the actor who provided the voice work for Captain Falcon, but he's also known as providing the voice of Vegeta in Dragon Ball.
Yes.
So he literally came back to do this for Nintendo, and all he did was record a couple like grunts and noises of him eating the ramen. He speaks no words at all, just like a and then like a when he eats it. Sakurai said they invited him back to do the voice. He says he's a very famous voice actor in Japan because he voices Vegeta in Dragon Ball. And Sakurai says Captain Falcon is the only voice we haven't done new recordings for. And he says it was a very fun voiceover session. And Mr. Horikawa said that he still occasionally receives requests from fans to do lines from Captain Falcon, like Falcon Punch and stuff like that. So that is pretty cool. I think it's awesome that the guy who is obviously a very notable voice actor in Japan was more than willing to come back and do this little spot for Nintendo. Drew says, now do us even better and bring back F-Zero. That's exactly what I was thinking. There was no chance Sakurai was going to tell this story without people saying, yeah, well, how about you bring back F-Zero instead of just this tribute in Smash Brothers? It certainly would be nice. It's been...
No way! I don't believe it!
It's been so long since we've had a new F-Zero game. It's time. I don't understand. Well, Miyamoto, I think it was about F-Zero, or maybe he just said it about franchises in general, very famously said that they only bring things back when they have an idea for them and they can push them forward in some way. And he, I guess, doesn't feel like there's anything they could do with F-Zero to take it to the next level. But I don't think fans care. They just want a new F-Zero game. We just want to race around futuristically. Is that too much to ask? I guess it is too much to ask. We're not doing that because it's nothing to talk about. So Gung Ho just released whatever it is, Ninjala. No, I can't say that. It's Ninjala. I'm supposed to say Ninjala.
Well done. Well
God,
done.
that drives me nuts. Ninjala. Well, I would say ninja. I wouldn't say ninja. So Ninjala makes sense, but I've been saying Ninjala. I've been putting the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Beautiful.
No one cares about me.
And when the game was first revealed, people are like, this is just Splatoon. The game is colorful. It has some sort of, I guess you would say, somewhat similar character designs. It's an online multiplayer game, so you could see how people might draw connections between the two. But Gung Ho obviously feels that the games are quite different. That said, they're not against the idea of an official collaboration. They would love the chance to team up with Nintendo for some sort of Splatoon crossover. This is Gung Ho Online CEO Kazuki Morishita talking to Eurogamer about how the two games look similar but are actually very different. Excuse me, I have a runny nose. Morishita says, I know the coloring and the style does look like a Splatoon. So he says, does look like a Splatoon. But when people actually play the game, we hear a lot of them say, this isn't actually like Splatoon. Splatoon's a very good game, and personally, I really like it. I'm really happy that people say it's like Splatoon, but I'd like people to play it and see it's very different from Splatoon, and for people to enjoy it on its own terms. Splatoon's more a shooting game, and this is a close combat game. It is a team battles with 4 players on each side game, but there's also Battle Royale, which is free for all. If you play the game, you'll see it's totally different. They're both really good games, and Splatoon is a game I really admire. If you could write that, and maybe we can do a collaboration with them. I don't know that Nintendo's going to be willing to do a collaboration because obviously the two, visually at least, are somewhat connected people, and Nintendo wants to make a very clear line between Splatoon and other games that are out there, so I don't know that they would jump at the chance to do some sort of collaboration. Maybe Ninjala could have some sort of Splatoon content in it, maybe like hats you could wear or something like that. I don't know, but I really don't think that we would ever see Ninjala's stuff in Splatoon, but I've been wrong before, so ooh, yeah. Moving on. As Pokemon Company teased last week, they had a new presentation to reveal something, and everybody was like, it's going to be this, it's going to be that, it's going to be a remake of these games, it's going to be a new Let's Go, it's going to be blah, 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 you know. And they announced it a week ahead of time, so expectations grew exponentially and hype was huge. And what was revealed was enough to make people very, very angry. They revealed Pokemon Unite, which is a game that is being made with Pokemon Company and Tencent. And it's like, I don't know what kind of game you call it, but it's not what people wanted at all. And they were not shy about showing their disinterest in this game. In less than 24 hours, this game's reveal trailer got, can I get a drum roll, please? It got 170,000 dislikes. There you go. 170,000 dislikes on YouTube in less than 24 hours. I don't know what it's at now, but that is officially the most disliked thing that Nintendo's been tied to on YouTube. Obviously, this is on a Pokemon Company YouTube channel, so it doesn't specifically count towards Nintendo. But to put it in perspective, Nintendo's reveal trailer for Metroid Prime Federation Force, which was also very much disliked, received 90,000 dislikes so far. And that was revealed quite some time ago. And Pokemon Company got 170,000 dislikes on Pokemon Unite. Now, as I said, I don't know if this is going to translate into...
Welcome to your doom.
I don't know if this is going to translate into people not being interested in the game and not actually playing it, or if it's just one of those situations where people dogpile on the internet and they're like, yeah, let's hate this thing. This is garbage. I don't know. Just like we'll never know if people hated the original Sonic design for the movie so much that they wouldn't have seen the movie. We will never know that unless we go to some alternate universe where that design actually saw release in theaters.
That's what I was going to say. For comparison, we should try to find how many dislikes that original movie trailer had.
Oh, I think I wrote about it. It was an insane amount. It was I don't know that there's ever been anything more disliked on YouTube before, to tell you the truth. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Callus Koenig says, good, because it honestly looks like crap to me. Nice to know the Pokemon fan base is starting to wake up. Wake up, sheeple!
Whoa.
This one trailer from April 30th of 2019 has 101,000 dislikes.
That can't be it. Oh, there you go. Steel Diver says Ghostbusters 2016 reveal trailer. I guess he's saying has more dislikes. Nicky Hill, could you crunch those numbers for us and tell us what
Ghostbuster 2016?
Yes, the all-female Ghostbusters trailer or movie when it was revealed. Can you tell me what the dislikes are on that?
I don't know if I'm going to get the actual one, but
I don't know either.
This is 4 years ago. 1.1 million.
Woo-hoo!
Boom, Tetris for Jeff.
Holy moly, 1.1 million. Good God almighty. People were really angry about that movie. I have not seen it. I don't know if it's good or not. I've certainly heard that it's not good. And I heard that long before the movie even came out. I know that. But Jesus Christ, 1.1 million. Are there really that many Ghostbusters fans that took that seriously? That's got to be a case of people just dogpiling on it because they're like, I see women in the trailer, or I hate this thing because everybody else hates it, or, just in general, somebody hates something, so other people are like hating things. They're cool. I don't know what it is, but I imagine to hit 1.1 million, there has to be some of that in there.
I would think so.
Moving on to a happy story. We're talking about one of my favorite guys again, Chen San Yuan. He is the 70-plus years old Pokemon Go player who's been traveling around Taiwan playing Pokemon Go for a few years now. And his love of the game made him, it inspired him to build a special rig for his bike. And he built this rig so he could play multiple games of Pokemon Go at the same time. And he rides along the streets with this unbelievable setup on his bike. I don't understand how he even sees where he's going, because this setup is unbelievable. Mom Brain, look at this thing.
He's going to hurt himself.
That's so cool. Wonder what that sounds like when you're going down the road.
What do you mean?
Like if there's a wind blowing behind you, is it like a sail?
Yeah, I would imagine it is. Yeah, right? There's that many there.
And it like squeaks because it's so heavy. Like
the latest picture of this guy running around in town shows that he's got 64 different phones on this rig, all to play Pokemon Go, which is actually downsized from our last check-in with him. And the last time he heard about this guy, he had 67 phones. So perhaps he got some bigger phones and had to make some more room. But yes, he is playing 64 games of Pokemon Go on the same time and getting exercise on his bike and capturing all kinds of Pokemon. You know what? The guy's out getting exercise. He's an old guy having fun. He's not hurting anybody. He seems to be able to ride this bike, even though it seems impossible.
Potentially could hurt somebody if he, what was that?
Ice?
Oh, if he ran into someone.
Well, yeah, as far as we know, he hasn't. He's still out and about. He's not wearing a helmet. I would suggest that he does wear a helmet.
Ooh, Mordanen says, as of last year, using your phone on your bike is against the law where I live.
Oh, well, as long as it's not Taiwan, then. Pajab says,
but there's no rule against using 67
That's
phones
true.
on your bike.
Pajab
and he
says,
is hands-free.
Yeah, 64 is a sweet spot. Pokemon Go 64. God bless this man. I'm happy for him. I like seeing that he's so into this game and he's getting out there and he's inspired to build something. And obviously it's a conversation piece, and I'm sure he gets to talk to a whole bunch of people who are interested in what he's doing. The man's gotten sponsorships before. There was a time where he introduced on stage a new phone that he was going to use to play Pokemon Go. So good for him. I think it's great. Mom Brain, I feel like you should talk about this story. You can get the details below. But this is more your area of expertise.
Here we go. We've got some summer fun headed our way. 2 actually separate celebrations of summer fun. The first coming on July 3rd, which is this week. Actually, because it'll give us something to celebrate this week since America is going to hell. We can't celebrate the 4th of July.
Do I have to take this phone back? What the hell's going on here? I just wanted you to talk about Animal Crossing.
Here we go. Animal Crossing.
Holy crap.
Give me the podium for a little while. So we just found out that there are going to be several exciting things for us to do in Animal Crossing starting on July 3rd. So most excitingly, you're going to be able to swim and dive in the ocean. I believe you have to get a wetsuit, right?
You will be given a wetsuit.
Or
you can purchase a special dodo one.
Oh,
like the blue and yellow.
how nice. And you can dive down and pick up like different like sea creatures. Like I think in the little video there was a starfish that you could grab and pull up. So I thought that was pretty cool. Pascal is coming to visit, and Pascal will bring you recipes while you're swimming. Let's see.
So then you put them in your swim trunk pockets, and then all the ink bleeds.
That's right. You give him
That
scallops.
sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Oh. You bring him scallops, and he brings you recipes. Fair enough. And then I don't know what the deal is with Gulliver, but he looks different. It's still Gulliver from what I understand. He's just dressed differently.
The speech bubble said Gulliver, but yeah, he's wearing red, right?
Yeah, like pirate's outfit. Kind of.
Or like
it looks
Gulliver
like.
from the island.
From Gulliver's Travels.
From his travels, yes.
Isn't Gulliver's Island? Isn't that the Gilligan's Island? I'm way off.
I was thinking Gullah Island.
Oh, I was thinking Gulliver's Travels.
Wow.
Like the Lilliputians.
All different.
Anyway.
My answer was the best, though.
So he'll come washing up ashore and
Gilligan's Island.
Gulligan.
Yeah, right? Also, never mind.
Okay.
Gulliver should run for governor, so it'd be Governor Gulliver.
We have the rim shot on that soundboard, Mom.
We have Sheila Oliver here. She's lieutenant. Not lieutenant. It's coming.
Governor Gulliver.
This is great, Mom Brain. You're doing a great job.
I'm doing so much.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
You rim shotted yourself.
I'm all flustered because you're just pleased with me.
DD.
Mega Zuzu. And then there's another update in early August coming. So, just some fun little things. Also, I apologize for going on a rant.
Yeah. Hey, Mom Brain, tell about this story. America's going to hell.
Well,
Thanks, Mom Brain.
Listen, I feel like...
No, please don't do this. Please don't do this. I just wanted you to talk about Animal Crossing.
So wait, this is the first wave, but the first wave's taking place during the second wave.
Here we go. See? Here we go. Pomple says, awesome. I was hoping swimming and diving would make a return. Also excited for the August update. Yeah, we have no idea what's in the August update. They just teased that an August update is coming. So if you don't like the update in July and there's not any content there that interests you, just hang in there because one is coming in August as well.
I'm gonna just guess that the next update's gonna be wave number 2, right?
Yes, it'll be the second
Wave
wave of Animal Crossing updates in summer. Yes.
Yeah.
North America, what do we get this week? We got Pokemon Cafe Mix. We got Mr. Driller Drill Land. We also got The Almost Gone. We got Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3. And also this week available is A Summer with the Shiba Inu.
Oh.
You like Shiba Inus?
Arcade Archives.
Your thing.
Do you not like dogs?
I like dogs.
Oh, you say it like you have some kind of dislike for Shiba Inus.
Oh, they're so great. They're so friendly and smart and loyal.
They would not make my top 10 list of dogs.
Oh.
I have nothing.
Have you seen one?
I have nothing against them
What's
particularly.
in your top 10?
Number 1 is any non-fluffy white dog that is like missing a leg.
No.
For sure.
No. We need breeds of dogs in your top 10. You're shoving the Shiba Inu out of top 10. And now any dog with 3 legs gets in the top 10?
I love German Shepherds. I grew up with one.
Okay.
I like the look very much of a dachshund, although their temperament leaves a bit to be desired on many occasions. A wired hair dachshund I like. I like the what are they, border terriers? The ones that look like Toto.
Border Collie?
No, border collies are not. They're the big fluffy.
Okay.
I think they're border terriers. I like those.
Toy terriers.
What?
Toy terrier.
No. I also really like
Toto Terrier.
the Spuds McKenzie dogs.
Yes. I don't remember what
a
they're
rat
called.
bull or
Bull Mastiff?
Bull Terrier. Bull terriers.
Bull terrier.
I do like a bull mastiff though. I love a pit bull. Every pit bull I've ever met has been delightful. I like a friendly Chihuahua, like the real friendly ones, the cool ones.
How many are we going for? 10?
I don't know exactly how many I've got out there.
Yeah.
I adore beyond adoring Boston Terriers and French Bulldogs, although I've just learned in recent years that like they really like the way that they're bred makes it very, very difficult for them to breathe. And I feel that that's...
Yeah, but are Shiba Inus in your top 20?
I don't know.
Oh, this is disgusting. Behold the Kickmen, Blair Witch, Brigandine, The Legend of Runersia. City Driving Simulator, Collar X Malice, Grimshade, Hexon, Iron Wings, Kyukiyomi 2, Consider It More, New Era. I guess that's all one title. Mine Tower, Octonaut, Pachi on a Roll, Floyd Saga, Poop Die, or Poopty, Quelzen, Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, Sudoku, Checho in the Castle of Lucio, The Forgotten Land,
Oh man, they're filling up the Discord with capybaras.
The Storytale, Towaga Among Shadows, Tower of Time, Truck and Logistics Simulator.
Kirby put Mr. Bubs.
Ultra Core. Untied. Nope. United. It's United. Whoops. Urban Flow.
Haven't you ever seen that? Is that a Far Side? Bad Spellers of the World, Untie.
Urban Trial Tricky. And Yes, Your Grace. Those are all available on the Switch within the next week. Wow. First comment comes from Steel Diver, and they say, only good game for me to twangle my appendages around is Pod Racer. Josh, can you help us out here, please, my friend?
Mm-hmm.
What are the next European masterpieces? Let's find out with Nicky's sweet releases.
Hey. How's everybody feeling today? So for Europe this week,
feeling so great.
We got...
Thanks for asking.
Hey, I got you, Josh. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, the releases for this week in Europe, right? That's why I'm here. There's Collar Cross Malice, Collar X or Collar X Malice. Is that a sponsorship or something, or is that just a banner?
It is a sponsored banner, yes.
Oh, wow. Cool. Very cool.
Thanks, very cool.
SpongeBob SquarePants, Battle for Bikini Bottom, Rehydrated. That's not a... never mind. Rehydrated. I'm just trying to figure out how you can say it. It's not a demake. It's not a remake. It's not... whatever.
Very good, Nicky. Hydro is cool.
The Forgotten Land. Truck and Logistics Simulator. I hear the logistics are the exciting part. A Summer with the Shiba Inu. Is it Inu? Shiba Inu? Is that right?
Yes.
I think I've been saying it wrong this whole time. But yeah, Shiba Inus are definitely my top 10. They look like little foxes. Big fan.
I think they should be in everyone's top 10, and if they're not, then you hate dogs. That's what I think.
Dang.
I prefer cats over dogs.
No. We're just talking about top 10 dogs.
There's just something like so cozy looking about them, you know?
Yes. Everything.
Curled up little tail.
Everything Nicky Hill is saying is right.
Their floofiness. But they're smart. I mean, they could probably do your taxes. Antventor is coming. It's an ant. That's an inventor. So it's an Antventor.
What do you do for a living? Oh, I'm an inventor.
I'm a dog that does taxes. Blair Witch. If it sounds spooky, guess what? It probably is. Brigandine, The Legend of Renergia.
I hear in Blair Witch, all you do is stand in a corner for like 7 hours until somebody comes into the basement to find you.
There's also a game where like you let your nose dribble, but like you don't let it touch the ground.
So it's like WarioWare.
Yeah, you let it drool and then like you sniff it up.
That is funny. You tie twigs together at night while no one's around and hang them up in the trees.
Yeah. And yeah, that's really all that happened in that movie, wasn't it?
I was gonna make a really dumb joke. I was gonna say, why did it have to be Blair Witch? Why couldn't it be Tootie Witch? Nobody likes Blair.
Wow.
How about a Mrs. Garrett Witch?
Joe.
Oh, I'm a ghost girl. It's a ghost. Or whatever George Clooney's. Whatever George Clooney's.
The lender engine.
Taylor put Tootie in this.
Oh, I see.
City driving simulator. So we got a couple driving simulators, but only one has logistics. Conjurer, Andy's repeatable dungeon. It reminds me of Andy Venture, also not to be confused with Ant Venture. Duke Nukem 3D 20th Anniversary World Tour.
Wow, I'm impressed.
And you quack.
No, that's not what I'm doing.
Grinshade.
Yeah, I believe you. Oh God, what is that animal in that game? I want to say it's a Wolverine. You play as a Wolverine.
Doesn't say. You cast in Grimshade on your buds. I don't know. Hexon. It's a puzzle game. Holy potatoes! What the hell? That's a game.
Rock, yeah. I was not humming Doom music. I was humming music from Duke Nukem.
Wait a minute. Hey, Robbie.
Really great story.
Hi, Kurt Dog. Yes, Nicky Hill.
If you start singing, that's going to make Josh start singing, and then I'm never going to get through this list.
You're right. I'm sorry.
So, holy potatoes, what the hell? I think we need to pitch this game to our friend without telling him what it actually is. Our friend Vitamin G is a hell-themed management sim where you sort potato sinners into cooking stations to create sinfully delicious ingredients. I think you'll love it.
Yeah, it's like the third installment in that franchise. I am not joking.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a couple other ones out.
Wow. Iron Wings. Is this Midden Tower?
That's what it looked like to me, yeah.
Yeah. Midden Tower. Mr. Driller Drill Land.
Yes, Mr. Driller finally makes his return. It's been quite a while since we've seen that character, but he's back, baby.
I was reading this. So Drill Land is like an underground amusement park with, and I guess you drill around. So really all you're doing is you're paying to go work for somebody and like dig up their mines. That's crazy.
And you also have to worry about your oxygen too.
You do have to?
Yeah, you have to get oxygen. I don't remember if they're tanks or bubbles, but yeah.
I guess 500 meters underground. Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Night Call, which is another game that involves digging, apparently. Ninjala, which you talked about that earlier. I was watching something. Pachi on a roll.
That's like Peggle except with nudity.
Whoa!
Wow, that's a soundboard clip. Holy crap! What was that? That was amazing.
Pachi. It should be like Pachi on some buns then or something, right? On a roll. Ploid Saga. I think ploid is a funny word. I guess it's kind of like human, like an android or human
android
robot.
Reploid. Ploid.
Yeah. Pokemon Cafe Mix. So, explain to me. All right. Did you mention this one just now? Or is this only in Europe? Is it Poopty or Poopdi?
I'm pretty sure it's Poopty.
Poopty. You mold and manage your own poops. Upgrade them with unique skills. Fart ancient spells. Defeat evil Samron and his army of butt creatures.
Trust me, I have seen and heard and smelled some Mom Brain's ancient spells, and they are devastating.
When you see the ancient spells, then you know you're in trouble.
He's right. Although it wasn't my ancient spell in the car that time.
Oh boy!
On our way home from pizza.
It was Kirby.
It was Kirby. We can all agree.
Casting spells. That's what we should call them now.
Cast a spell.
Dark metamorphosis.
Metamorphosis. I mean, that's right up our alley. I don't know.
Oh, it was up our alley, all right.
It was out someone's alley.
Quelzen. Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. I think this is a typo, but I don't know. Sudoku?
Sudoku, that's correct.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's funny, because it's just Sudoku. Like, there's nothing about it, but it's called Sudoku. All right. Swords and Sandals, Spartacus. The Almost Gone. That's also a name of an Asian spell. Togawa Amongst Shadows. Tower of Time. Unitide, I think. Urban Flow. Urban Trial Tricky. There's another game in here I think that had something to do with digging. Yes, Your Grace. And Ultra Core. Who made that? Because it doesn't say it here.
DICE.
DICE
They weren't
made it.
known as DICE back then, but it is DICE nowadays, yes. Never released on its intended platforms. It was going to be on the Genesis, the Sega CD, and the Amiga, and was canceled at 99% completion, but now it lives on.
Wow.
Digless says, I never finished Duke Nukem 3D. I should do that now. Duke Nukem's a lot of fun. Plus, they went all out on this update because it has motion controls and HD rumble and a whole bunch of other stuff. So, yeah. Check that out, Mom Brain. Can I please get a drum roll? Ninjala, in its first day, has hit 1 million downloads. Ninjala finally released earlier this week to, it seems, great fanfare. The game is free, but just because something is free doesn't mean it's going to be successful and people are going to flock to it. But over 1 million people
For
did.
$1.
Over 1 million people downloaded Ninjala to give it a shot, and I am one of those 1 million. Day one had some connectivity issues, as to be expected with any day one online game. But to apologize for the issue,
As to be expected from any day one online game that has been downloaded by 1 million people.
Yeah. Gung Ho wanted to apologize for the issues. So every player is getting a money bag with 100 Jala, as well as Fire 10 Epon Gum. This is what? I don't know what I'm saying. This is how it's written. Fire 10 Epon Gum, Flame Weapon Skins. So just weapon skins.
Mega doo-doo.
So yeah, 1 million people. Steel Diver says, didn't bother trying it as I don't play free games. Okay. The free-to-play model devalues video games as a whole. Just look at the mobile game market. Most players won't play a game if it costs anything more than $0. I would argue that there's some nuance there between mobile free games and online, like Fortnite or any other battle royale games that are free. I would argue you could get very much of the same experience in those titles for free, and not feel mobile games. I feel like really force you to feel like you should be spending money to get past certain levels, whereas games like Fortnite, the things you're paying for are purely cosmetic. And with Ninjala, you're not getting anything that makes the game easier. You're not getting anything that will make it easier to take down the competition. So I would argue it's a little different, but everyone's free to do whatever they want when it comes to online games. And if you don't want to get free games on any platforms, then you don't have to. It's okay. Finally, we already talked about the Switch with Nintendo saying that production is getting back to normal, but we also have some other tidbits about that, which comes from Nintendo's 80th annual general meeting of shareholders. Employees have been working from home, and Nintendo shared the good news that while development has slowed because of this, games that were slated to release in this fiscal year are still on track. So no games have been delayed into next year that are planned for this year. Obviously, we don't know the full plans from Nintendo, and we may never know that. They will just get the games when they come out. But Nintendo is saying nothing has been delayed into next year that was scheduled for this year. Nintendo also says that if a second wave of the virus impacts workflow, there could end up being further delays. So they're not saying that no matter what, things are going to come out this year as planned. They're saying things could change depending on what happens. But so far, so good right now. And they were also asked about, Nintendo was asked about their coronavirus stuff at work. And they said, yes, they have coronavirus preventative measures in place at work. But they didn't share the specifics of it. Obviously, Nintendo is going to take care of their employees. Digless says, that is great to hear. Yes, great to hear that they're taking care of people. Great to hear that things are not delayed. Good news all around. Good news is now done news.
The governor of New Jersey announced that school will be back in session in person come September.
School sucks. School's done. Teachers are stupid. Oh my God, can you hear all those people?
Yeah, and I thought it's not going to be like school as we've known it. I think it's going to be like,
Hey, school can go to hell.
Yeah, well, the governor says this, but we don't have enough money to buy like masks and stuff. So
school more like drool.
Yeah.
School more like uncool.
Exactly.
School more like you're a fool. Mombre, what have you been playing?
I've been playing Animal Crossing. I played a little this morning, got into the bug off, traded in some points for some relics.
Relics.
Really? I've got some run-of-the-mill bugs, but
bugs.
I've been able to sell them all and make some money.
Mom,
so that's been
top
good.
10 bugs.
Lightning bug, number 1. Ladybug.
Oh, thank God. All right, at least Ladybug is in your top 10.
Way up there. Honeybees.
Stink bug.
No.
Stink bug is in your top 10.
No way. Honeybees are way up there. Butterflies, pretty high up. I enjoy
dung beetle.
Yeah, dung beetles are pretty cool.
Are butterflies bugs or birds?
That is definitely birds. Oh my God, let's do that for now. Hey, look at that bird over there.
It's a really small bird. Is that a hummingbird? And is a hummingbird a butterfly or a bird?
Oh my God, that's funny. Look at that bird. Ooh, where's its nest?
Wait, why were they named butterflies? Like, what about them has anything to do with butter?
Oh man, where are their eggs? I wonder. Why are they called butterflies?
Like Butterface, it's like, oh, look at that caterpillar. It gets in that ugly cocoon. Butterflies. Like, I don't understand.
Woolly caterpillars, definitely way up there. Do you want me to continue or are we good?
Stick bug.
They're a little funky.
Rhinoceros beetle.
Yeah, they're cool.
Go on. That's it. You're done.
No, I'm not done.
What else did you play?
I played Jump Rope Challenge.
Oh, that's right. I caught you playing it in a video, actually.
Did you?
Jump Rope Challenge.
Oh, I was recording a video for the site, and you popped up online on my Switch saying you were playing Jump Rope Challenge.
It's fun. It's easy. You do it in less than a minute a day. You just jump 100 times. And it's a good time. It's sweet. It's cute. It's simple. It keeps track of your streak, which is cool, so you could just like...
Yes, but where did you jump most recently?
In front of a cat.
Oh.
Yeah. Like a huge cat. It's so much bigger than my little bunny person. And you can change the bunny's outfit.
Mom Brain.
Yes?
Would you say you're getting better at jumping?
No.
Oh, that is true. She does
They're
need
little
practice
jumps.
jumping. They are.
I was watching Floor's Lava today, and I don't mean to be rude, but I was kind of like, man, I really wish I could see Mom Brain go through this course.
Yeah. Just I feel 70% sure she would miss the first jump.
Like, they're not vertical jumps. You have to jump out. So like, I think you could still do relatively well, but like I would still. Let's all do it. We'll
Nicky
be
Hill,
teams.
me, you, and Mon Brain. Yeah, the floor is lava. Let's do it.
Yeah, especially that one where there's the big desk in the middle. It's in the study, so then you can just stop halfway and be like, "Oh, I'm updating."
Mon Brain is very offended right now.
I'm not offended.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm not at all offended.
She's sad.
I'm just thinking very deeply about how I would do. I promise I would practice a lot and try.
We'd have to set up stuff in the backyard to see if you could leap
Oh,
to.
we're gonna have a great time.
Oh my god, that'd be so good. Is that all you played, Mon Brain?
Yeah.
Nicky Hill, what have you been playing?
I don't think it was before last week. I finished the first tree. It's a unique experience for sure.
How long was that?
Why does it matter, raw meat?
I was just wondering. It seems like it'd be a short experience.
I mean, I can look it up. You want me to look it up real quick?
No, it's okay.
Well, you do this.
Hello, C. Huston 91.
No, it wasn't a long experience, but like, I guess you can go back and play it again, and like, there's other things that you can do in it that I had no idea at the time. Yeah, I'm not gonna look through it now. I played a bunch of Clubhouse games, and Dauntless. Did that happen this week? I think that happened this week.
Was that this week?
Well, I played
No,
it
I
again
talked
by
about it.
myself at least one day.
Oh,
I think
did you
that was
really?
this week. Yeah, I thought I needed to like level up, and then I just wasn't having fun without other people there.
Oh.
And I had like, you know, my weapons say that I'm strong enough and I have enough armor and stuff, but I'm just a garbage warrior because I keep getting like terrible scores. And if there's one thing about me is that if I don't do well, it's just not worth doing at all. So, so there's that. And then I put over 9 hours now into The Last of Us 2.
And no spoilers.
No. Well, I mean, what could I spoil?
Oh, I don't know. You know, the story maybe.
Yeah. I should spoil it. How many things have been spoiled for me the day after it's
You
released? Am I
underestimate
right?
the power of the duck side.
No. That's not how we do things here. But yeah, what a game.
Yeah, it's very hard to talk about without spoiling things, but it's
A game. I mean,
it's a good game.
I mean, this. I don't think it's a spoiler,
Oh boy, here we go.
but I think it should be subtitled "There's More of Us."
What?
The Last of Us 2. There's more of us because there's more people.
Yep, there sure are. It's
Right
not
at the
really.
beginning of the game, you're like,
It's
wow,
not
look at all
really
these
the.
people.
They're not The Last of Us. Total false advertising.
So, I mean, it's kind of a spoiler just to even say anything about it. It's not about the game, but it's about another medium. There's a movie. There's actually a book, and they made a movie out of the book called "The Girl with All the Gifts." And it's almost one of those things where you're like, wow, like, how do they get away with this? I don't know when the book was written, but very, very similar as far as like, what the creatures are and everything. It's pretty crazy.
So what are you saying? Who copied who?
I don't know, but I was going to suggest that like if you wanted to watch it, but I mean like just to say that takes away a lot, like some of the mystery of the movie, I guess. But it's not all the same. Like it's obviously a different story, different characters, different outcome. But it's just one of those things, like different people are writing different stories, and maybe they never experienced anything.
It's just one of those things.
Maybe they had no idea that the other thing was being done, so maybe this author was writing the story and then The Last of Us came out and people were like, oh man, you should read this. And they're like, oh boy.
I believe I remember hearing about that. and I believe it was accused of being a ripoff of The Last of Us. I believe The Last of Us came first.
Right, but again, like that person could have been writing it years before The Last of Us came out.
Oh, everything's inspired by everything.
I mean,
did you know you can play Tetris for free on Tetris.com?
Thank you, Josh. We did know
I guess
that.
that's what Josh has been playing. But
he's a hardcore gamer.
I've been spending a lot of days just sitting on my couch, day after day after day, going between Solitaire and then going, you know what? I need a break from Solitaire, and then going into The Last of Us and going, oh, I need a break from this, and going back to Solitaire.
I can't do that. Like, I will play one game in a sitting and then I'm done. Like, I can't go to another game. I mean, I'm sure I have before, but on my usual schedule, I can't do that. I can't do it.
I'm just I'm not really motivated to do anything else, and I'm just really lonely.
I can tell you that I'm annoyed every time I'm ending The Last of Us because I don't want to end. Like, I'm stopping because I have to work or I got to go to bed or something like that. I'm like, oh, I want to keep going, which doesn't happen with too many games. Every once in a while I'll be like, all right. Or with most games, I'm like, all right, I'm good. I can take a break here. But this one, I'm like, no, I want to keep going. Is that all you played, Nicky Hill?
Yeah. What have you been playing, Ron Cowboy?
Oh, well, thank you.
No, not at all.
What? Josh.
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Well, let me fill you in, Josh. I have also been playing The Last of Us Part 2. I've talked about it last week, and I have nothing new to say this week because I can't really talk about it without spoilers. So I've just been playing it, and we will talk about it in detail at some point, but now is not that time. No matter how much the internet makes it think or wants to make you think that it is time. I've seen a couple outlets starting to post articles with spoilerish stuff in the titles, and I'm like, come on, man, we're at a week after the game came out. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, I mean, they spoil like movies and TV shows the day after they air, and like the day after they are released in theaters.
You know, is it that hard not to put a spoiler in the title? Is it that hard?
It's just the culture we're in now. Like, people need to be the first to talk about something.
I'm also playing Pokemon Cafe Mix on my...
Can I tell you one thing, though?
Yeah.
I was walking around and I saw a sign for how to wash your hands in the game.
Okay.
I was like, oh, they got it right. They did a lot of research. They did really good research for that game.
I'm playing Pokemon Cafe Mix on my phone. I thought I'd download that and give it a try. It's, you know, a mobile puzzler, except instead of like swiping to line up similar icons, you're now sliding your finger on the screen to combine similar icons. So you try and get as many as you can to lump up together before the timer ticks down for each turn, and then they disappear. And you do that to do all the stuff you usually do in a mobile game, like make barriers disappear or get rid of a certain type of icon or help items fall from the top of the screen to the bottom of the screen. So it's very traditional mobile outside of the one unique mechanic of swirling up the similar colored or similar designed icons rather than just swiping to align them. So, you know, I mean, if you like those games, those other mobile games, I'm sure you'll like this. It's nothing crazy. And I do get the same feeling where you hit certain levels and you're like, how the hell am I supposed to do this without having all kinds of extra bonus items? Because the game wants you to buy the bonus items. I also play more Pac-Man Championship D-Make, which I've sung the praises of a million times now. It's fantastic. I got no complaints about that game. I also played Ultra Core, which I did in a video because I was so interested in that whole situation. As I said, the game was originally in development for the Amiga, the Genesis, and the Sega CD. It was canceled. It was 99% complete. And all these years later, it saw its way to release. It was originally called Hardcore, but now it's called Ultra Core. And it was developed by DICE, as we know them today, who does Battlefield and other things for EA. It's a very 90s style action platformer. You run around and you shoot a whole bunch and you jump all over the place, and it's filled with pumping chiptune beats and big robots running around, and you shoot and explode, and It's just fun. It's just old school fun. Really like it. I really like the feel of it. I like the look of it. I like the sound of it. When I finished recording my video yesterday, I was like, oh man, I really want to play some more. It's just fun. Just, it's completely different from The Last of Us, which is such a heavy emotional experience and so serious and heart-wrenching and scary and intense. And Ultra Core is the perfect game to go into to wipe all those feelings away. It's just, it's a video game. Like, it's a very traditional video game, very simple, all-out action, and just focused on fun. So I really like that.
I'm a hardcore gamer.
Thank you, Josh. So Josh is playing The Last of Us Part 2, I'm sure.
Why would you say that?
Because you're a hardcore gamer. I would imagine that's what a hardcore gamer plays.
Thanks. Very cool.
Very cool. I also played a little bit of Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, which I never played before. I knew all about it, and I've seen it, and I was familiar with it, but I had never personally played it. So if you want to see me play some of that, you can check out a video on the YouTube channel. And then finally, another game I also played for a video on the YouTube channel. I tried out Ninjala, and I've played more Ninjala since I recorded that video, and I don't know how I feel about this game. There are things I like, and there are things I don't like. As Gung Ho said, the game is about close quarters combat versus like the shooting aspect in Splatoon. And the close quarters combat feels very canned. Like, you get into it and it's like canned animations. It doesn't feel satisfying to me to like swing at an enemy because you get locked into these canned animations. And those are coupled with when you and your opponent lock up in your weapons, you go through like what's that called? When you're connected, when you and another person are
psychic?
Hand-to-hand combat?
No, when you get locked up in a move or something. Like you're clashing swords against one another. Whatever.
Joe is cool says a grapple. Kurt Dog says a parry.
Grapple and parry. I like both of those. You parry out of a grapple. But anyway, you get locked up and you have to...
Stalemate?
Sure. You have to... It turns into a rock, paper, scissors game. You see up, down, left, and right on the screen, and you just randomly pick one. And if you pick correctly, then you win the parry, and you get to continue hitting. But if you don't, then you get hurt. And if another lockup happens, then you do it again. And that is so frustrating to me, because it feels like when I get into the battle of the game, there's no skill. It's just up, down, left, or right. You just pick a direction. And it's so annoying to me. That frustrates me. It's not fun to me, and I feel like it makes any victory shallow, because you're like, oh, I just randomly picked the right direction to hit, and I guessed right, so I win that. In my video, I played 2 games, and in the second game, I got first place, and I was like, this doesn't feel good, because I don't feel the whole rock, paper, scissors aspect.
Last week you got a little bitch star for not getting first place. This week you got first place and you're being a little bitch.
But I like the look of the game. I like the movement of jumping around and flying through the air. I like the running up walls. I like the weapons that you get. I think the weapons are interesting. But it's just a shame that I feel like the combat, which is pretty much the core gameplay, just isn't enticing. I do like shooting the bubblegum balls at people. And I like the special sub weapons that you get through your bubble gum. And yeah, there's a lot of things in there I like, but something about the combat does not feel right. I'm very surprised that the game has been in development for so long, and this is the battle system that the team came up with that everybody really likes, because it's not doing it for me. But there's enough of stuff in there that intrigues me that I keep going back to it. But each time I go back, it's the law of diminishing returns. When I leave, I'm like, I don't know if I want to go back to this game, which is not good to say within the first week of the game. But I'm going to keep trying and see how things click. I've learned more as I've played, and I've read about other stuff and watched videos, so I get more details, and I know about dashing to get out of parries, and how your meter gets spent when you're dashing or using special moves. And so I've learned things, but I don't know. I'm still on the fence. I don't know. It's not a game we've had a group of friends who have been playing a whole bunch of stuff online for a while now, and I was talking about the game before it came out, but now that it's out, I don't know if I'm going to talk to the group about it to be like, hey, we should try this, because I can't say that I'm having a ton of fun with it. I'm not having fun, but I don't think I'm going to continue to have fun.
I think that's what people were saying about it in the Discord before. It's not fun, but it's not fun.
Yeah, it's like a mix of ideas that's a perfect mix that makes you unsure. I wish the combat was just more free-flowing. If the combat was more free-flowing, it would make a big difference. Like, the combat in Splatoon feels good. It's fun. It's fast. It's frenetic. You actually feel like you're doing something. The hits feel good. The shots feel good. And in Ninjala, it's just very canned. It's very like... it's just disappointing. It's disappointing. I want it to be better. I don't know why they would make this decision, but they have. So I don't know. I don't know what the future holds for that game. It's going to be interesting to watch. And that's it. That's all I played.
That's great.
All right, let's do questions. Woo-hoo! Today's question comes from Fred McNanner. Fred McNanner says, ahoy, podcast crew. Are there any games or movies that you associate more with the remake than the original? For games, at least, whenever I think of Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, or 3, I think of the All-Stars versions, since that's what I grew up on. Thanks for the weekly laughs and news. Well, you're welcome. Are there any games or movies that you associate more with the remake than the original? Trying to think of an example in either case, because we're old, so the originals are what we played when we were growing up.
Yeah.
Only thing I can think of with movies is The Thing, because...
Oh, the Kirby said that.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we, the remake of The Thing is what we grew up on, and a lot of us love that version of the movie, but it's not the original version. And arguably, the remake has become more popular than the original.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I can't...
And then they remade the remake.
Yes,
Didn't do as well.
which I have not seen. I
I'm
can't
glad
think
you
of...
said that, because I wasn't even thinking about that, because that was original for us.
The cat over there? I haven't seen, or I can't think of anything. I cannot think of anything.
Oh yeah, and who says that? Ross said The Fly. That's good as well.
Oh, that is a good one, yeah.
Yeah.
But game-wise, yes.
Man, there's a lot of them. Cart Dog said Little Shop of Horrors with Rick Moranis and stuff. That was the remake, yeah.
When it comes to video games, we've been playing games since the Atari NES days, so we were there from the originals. So I think of the originals more than the remakes. Yeah, I don't have an example there. I can't think of one where I'm like, yeah, the remake is what I go to first off. There isn't one. Like a lot of people now that are playing the SpongeBob game, they obviously remember the GameCube version and have held that one in high regard for many years now. But I don't know if they're going to, from here on out, think about the remake versus the original. They'll probably look at the remake and think about what it doesn't do as well as compared to the original. So I don't know. Yeah, I have no game example, which is funny. But thanks for the question. You can send your question. You can send your questions to GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com.
What?
GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com.
Oh.
You can also join up on our Patreon if you want. Leave us a Patreon question. To join the Patreon, it costs just $1.
For $1.
For $1, you can join us over on the Patreon.
But you know what? I can personally say that I liked BioShock. It's not a remake, though. It's just remastered.
Yeah, it's not a remake. It's a remaster.
Never mind.
Today's question comes from Autumnal Blake, and he sent me music with this, and I forgot to do it. God damn it.
Oh, man.
It's trivia questions, but we can still do trivia. It's fun. Okay. Mom Brain, would you like to go first, second, or third?
Third.
Nicky Hill, would you like to go first or second?
I'll just go first.
All right, Nicky Hill. Do you use punctuation in texts?
Yes.
What color is your Animal Crossing roof? Well, that's an easy one.
It's clear.
What color is your real life roof?
Pewter.
What's your favorite video game song?
Oh. Originally, I was going to say something from maybe Beyond Good and Evil, but I think I might say Midland's Lament.
I thought you were going to say
one.
Fragile.
What's that? Oh, Fragile too. Midland's Lament is the only one that I actually know the name of the track.
Good point.
So I'll stick with that. But yeah, Fragile. I listened to that for a long time.
What is the coziest thing?
Sitting with my dog on the couch with a blanket, and she lays on top of it.
What kind of hat does Sakurai wear?
Sakurai?
Yes, he made Smash Brothers.
He wears his hair down, and by down I just mean like there. It's just there, isn't it?
Cappuccino, latte, or mocha?
I guess a latte. It's a cappuccino.
Do you own any art books?
Would you call the Legend of Zelda Historia?
Yes, I would.
An art book? Yeah.
Yes.
And I guess I have that. I've got some other art books, I think.
Erotic art. Thanks, Nicky Hill. You're off the hook.
Okay.
Thanks.
Raw Meat Cowboy.
Yes.
We're doing 7 questions, right?
Yes.
Okay. Best chocolate.
Milk. Chocolate milk. I want chocolate milk.
Okay. Sporks.
Yes, of course.
Is Link hot?
Depends on what game you're talking about.
Shout outs to Anastasia Beaverhausen.
Oh, not here this week. Right?
I don't think so, but you're still supposed to give shout outs.
Oh, I thought that was the shout out. Hi, Anastasia Beaverhausen.
Spell
Oh, no.
Sahasrara.
Oh, God damn it. From Zelda. I don't know. Sahasrala. H.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. S. May use it in a sentence. Though Sahasrahla.
That's what I said.
Mm-hmm. Do Michael's? Now would be a good time for you to rewind. Wait,
Hey,
let
Raw
me.
Meat.
Yeah.
Now that it was just spelled for you, spell it again.
Best type of bird.
Birdo.
Favorite island in Wind Waker.
I don't remember a lot of the names. Let me think.
Raw Meat.
What?
Best type of bird.
Yeah, I answered Birdo.
Butterfly.
Hold on. I didn't give my answer there, Mom Brain. All I can think of is Outset Island.
Okay. That's it.
Okay, give me the phone. How dare you read ahead? What was the first question?
Oh, he put a kookaburra up. Robot face put a kookaburra up, I think.
Mom Brain.
It was about punctuation in text messages.
If you licked a Pikmin, how would it react?
Ew.
Ooh. Fast food place of choice.
Taco Bell.
The L on Luigi's hat stands for
Luscious.
Lario. Point at your favorite thing in the podcast room. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Make up an inspirational quote.
You're there, but maybe where are you going sometime?
Did you say where you are going?
Where are you going sometime?
I thought, to me, I thought you said where you going sometime. You're there, but where you going sometime? Thank you, Autumnal Blake. Autumnal Blake also says Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month.
That's all of June we're in, and then
It ends on my birthday. It's the last day.
all right. Well, there's your questions. Thank you very much for the questions. I love answering your questions, Mom Brain.
Yes.
Can we go on to music trivia, please?
We sure can.
After last week's phenomenal performance, I do not feel as much pressure this time around.
Okay, so listen up.
I don't give a F.
I'm going to start with a song from someone. And I have to tell you that I'm going to go out on a limb and be bold and try and pronounce this name correctly because I feel a little bit guilty about using a different nickname on the podcast for this person because their podcast name as it's written is hard for us to pronounce. Frank. That's correct. So today's first song comes from Sly Go Irie.
Shillelagh.
Which I feel could be a little bit, I don't know, that if that was me, I might feel sad that people
Did
were...
they say something to you?
No.
Because
butchering...
I talk to them every week pretty much.
All right, well, I'm just saying.
It's a loving nickname. But if they would rather we didn't call them that, then they can let me know.
Also, let me know if I really, didn't do it any justice, but I tried. There's also a little bit for me to talk about afterwards with it. Like there was like a little comment.
I thought this was music trivia.
I'm sorry. Just want to make sure the line is right.
Hasn't been introed yet, has it?
Yeah, there's no intro this week, I guess.
Oh, sorry. I was so excited about
no intro at all.
I'll do the intro after this.
Insecticide.
No.
It's gonna happen. Oddworld.
No.
Some racing game.
No.
Okay, I got no idea then.
Give up?
Some Sega game.
I don't think so.
Okay, I give up.
It was Metal Arms.
Oh, I played that game too.
Yeah. Could you ask RMC and the others if they played it and what they thought, please? And yourself too, if you played it. I did not.
I did play it. I played it on the GameCube, and I thought it was criminally underrated. I know it was critically praised, but it didn't seem to translate into any sales. And it was available on every system, PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. It just didn't find love for some reason. I don't know why that was. I don't know what about that game pushed people away, but it was a fun one.
I don't remember it.
They then go on to say, I thought it was great. Unfortunately, it didn't sell amazingly despite very positive reviews. Swing and Ape Studios was subsequently handed development of Starcraft Ghosts by Blizzard, which was just that, a phantom game that never saw release. And Swing and Ape Studios quietly disappeared sometime after being bought out by Blizzard. I'd love to see a sequel to Metal Arms. Glitch in the system. Blizzard now own the trademark, however, and I doubt they're bothered about giving it a new lease of life.
Yeah, it's one of those games that those who played it would love a sequel, but you don't really hear people talking about how they want a sequel. There's games that have been critical darlings and what's the word for? I'm having trouble today. A cult hit, but cult hits usually, there's a groundswell of support that can fuel a sequel, but there's been no groundswell of support for this cult hit. It's less of a cult hit. It's very few people have played it, it seems like.
They also go on to give a fun fact about the game. Dan Castellaneta and Patrick Warburton were among those in the voice cast.
I did not know that. That is very interesting.
There you go.
Intro, please.
Yeah.
I got music. You want to hear it? You want to hear it? Oh.
Is that what I sound like?
There you have it. Second song today comes from Ecliptor.
Thank you, Ecliptor. I feel like I should know this.
You should know it.
What system?
64 Dreamcast. And other systems, but I only...
Nightmare Creatures.
No.
Shadow Man.
Yes. It was Shadow Man from
Send
Ecliptor.
your music to gnpodcastmusic@gmail.com.
Here comes one from Steister.
Wow, gnmusic at
gnpodcastmusic
at
at
gmail.com.
gmail.com. Robot Face. It doesn't matter what format you send. We'll take them all.
Nicky Hill, do you know what this is from?
Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
This is Final Fantasy.
Wait. Is it Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles?
It is, yes.
It's funny because it sometimes pops into my head, and I think I actually believe it is Monty Python at that time. But here we are. That's not it.
All right.
Square Enix just announced a Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, whatever it's called, Light. And the light version of the game lets you play 3 dungeons for free, multiplayer. And anyone with the light version can connect with one person who has the paid version to play the full game. So they're going all out.
Here's a song from Glitter Bubble 3.
Was this portable?
SNES.
Oh, really? Samurai, SWAT Cats.
No.
Licensed?
I don't think so.
Sonic Blast Man.
No.
I don't know.
Give up?
Yeah, is this something I should know?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Ooh, Gaibon says Crystal Chronicles, one person can play for free so they won't feel bad when the other beats it without them. This song was from Glitter Bubble 3 and it was Primal Rage.
Oh, I only
SNES.
played the arcade version and I only played that a little bit.
Hold on, I have an idea. If Raw Meat gets the free version, he can't beat it by himself because he has to play it with somebody who bought it.
Oh.
That's true. We all know I'm the only one that's going to buy it.
Yep. This one comes from Guy Bones.
All right, it's a Turtles game.
Uh-huh.
Now, which one is it? Just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles I'm going to go with.
That's correct. On the NES.
By Ultra Games, which was Konami's fake label.
This one comes from Jet Jaguar.
Focus all attacks. Oh my god, why on this?
Yeah, they all got it in the Discord.
Wait. Is this Diddy Kong Racing?
Sure is. Nice. Sounds like when the Kona Iceman comes. All right, that was Diddy Kong Racing on the 64 from Jet Jaguar. This one is from Mikey3319.
Sounds like a double dragon.
It is.
It's not one.
Nope.
Is it 2 or 3? I'm going to go with 3.
That's correct.
Hey.
It was Double Dragon 3 on the NES from Mikey3319. This is a first submission from our friend
Whoa.
Slacker Monkey.
Thank you, Slacker Monkey. We appreciate it. Oh, I know this. Oh, yes. Slacker Monkey. Excellent soundtrack submission. Excellent soundtrack. Excellent game. Very great choice. Now, if I can just remember the name of it. Tiny. I want to say Tiny Hercules, and I know that's not it.
No, it's not. This is my fish. His name's Tiny Hercules.
What? I know the game. It's Tiny something. Tiny Barbarian.
Yeah.
Tiny Barbarian.
It's Tiny Barbarian DX on the Switch.
I believe I did a video of that game specifically for one song in the game because there's a whole level that is based on that's an elevator ride, and the song is perfectly timed to the elevator ride. The song starts officially when the elevator starts going up, and the song ends when the elevator reaches the top floor. I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. It is fantastic. That kind of stuff in games is so good to me. The game is excellent all around, but that level in general, holy crap, what a great level. Play that game if you haven't played that game. I'm sure it's cheap now.
Okay. This song comes from Wired.
Wired. This seems familiar, but I don't know that I know it.
I like it.
What system?
Swish.
I don't know. No, I don't know.
Give up?
Pokemon.
No.
Go ahead, yeah.
Woven.
I have not played that.
That was from Wired. It was Woven on the Switch.
Wired
And
Woven.
the last song for today comes from Autumnal Blake.
All right, it's got to be some Japanese RPG.
That's what Mordanen said. Some JRPG. It is.
Hey, no. It's not Xenoblade.
No.
It's not Octopath. Franchise?
I don't know.
JRPG on the Switch. I could be one of 8 million Kemco RPGs.
It is a franchise, according to us.
Oh, dear me. All right, how about a Mana?
No.
All right, how about a... I don't know, go ahead.
Ease.
Oh, Ease. I've never played an Ease before. And they just announced a new one for Switch.
I guess it's 8, right?
Yeah, because I believe 9 was announced. Man, I've never played an Ease. Vitamin G has played some Ease games. I know that.
So let's see. According to Autumnal Blake, that is 6 out of 10 for a final score.
I'll take 6 out of 10. I'll take 6 out of 10.
Mm-hmm. You sure will. You don't have a choice.
Autumnal Blake says, adequate score. You pass.
Okay.
Lanquin says, not an easy one for RMC. No, it wasn't, my friend. No, it wasn't. All right, that's it. We did it. We did another one. Man. She did a good job sleeping on that chair. That's great. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. Happy birthday, Mom Brain.
Thanks.
Everyone be safe. Wear your mask.
All right. We got a little bit of
this boy down here.
Oh, no.
You got Charlie?
Yeah, I got Charlie.
Can I help?
My ribs. Oh, God. Oh,
Thanks, Kirby.
we're glad, Joe, too.
Photo time.
Oh, photo time. Ugh. Okay. You know what we got? You know what we got to do, Mom Brain? We got to watch more Flora's Lava.
I'm more than halfway through now.
Nicky Hill, we should watch the rest together.
I don't understand. How are you going to do that?
What do you mean?
How are you going to do that?
There's sites that let you do Netflix party streams.
Oh, yeah, huh?
Yes, there is. Guy Bones.
I saved. I might have to restart The Last of Us tonight because I saved at a spot that is probably a bad spot to save at.
Guy Bones. I'm very excited for the new Oddworld, which is not really new, but I guess is really new. It's Soulstorm, but they're completely redoing it, so it's going to be greatly expanded. But I haven't played Soulstorm in a million years anyway, so I love Oddworld. I'm totally down for it. Yeah. No, Lanquin, Netflix parties, not lemon parties. We're not old enough for lemon parties. You got to be, I would imagine, at least 70 for a lemon party.
I can't go to a lemon party.
I mean, you could go, but you're going to like check people at the door, be like, can I see your license? Okay, you are 78
I see your
years
lemon?
old. Show me that shrivel up lemon.
How many more episodes do you have? The format of the show changes. I just watched, I don't know if it was episode 6. Did you watch that?
Yeah, we're past that.
There's only 2 teams competing for some reason.
I noticed that.
And yeah, it's just, I don't know.
I mean, who cares? You're still watching people run around.
So I've worked on a few shows where every episode they do things differently. Every season they do things differently, and it's like they're trying to find their groove and see what works the best. And you can just see it here where they're testing stuff. Every once in a while they'll show a cutaway of the steps dipping underneath the lava, and they're not the steps that you see during game time or whatever. It's just like a B-roll cutaway, but the steps are all foam and everything, and they're falling apart. And it's whoa, it's just funny.
You got to get
it's
caught
also
up.
Interesting. So I think what they did originally is they had a lot of really hard services in that first episode, in the first basement episode.
Yeah.
And then after that, and then the next episode after that, I think then they maybe swapped out for softer rocks, and because then after that, all the rocks you see crush under people's feet, and every table that they go to jump onto crushes, the corner crushes because it's foam, so they don't get really hurt. Which is interesting because now they might land things better if it was a more sturdy platform, but since it's foam and it's safer, now they might fall in. It's just interesting to see the developments.
Well, they want to prevent deaths in the show, I guess. I mean, they're already killing enough people with the lava, so. I
haven't seen it yet, but I hope somebody somewhere down the line does the Terminator thumbs up.
That's what I've been waiting for. I was thinking that's what I would do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought for sure somebody would have done it by now, but I guess not. You got to catch up on Holy Moly.
Yeah, I don't know if I have time for that. That's an hour long too, right?
Here we go again. I don't know if I have time for it.
Well, I got to play The Last of Us.
Same guy earlier today. I've just been sitting on the couch. I'm not doing anything but sitting on the couch.
But I'm doing things. I don't have time to play Holy Moly because these cards are not going to sort themselves in Spider Solitaire.
Dre Gamer, I really like the Jedi Temple Challenge, and you reminded me that I still haven't watched the most recent episode. I'm excited for it. I like that show. I just like that show a lot. And if I was a little kid, I would definitely want to, well, if I was a little kid, I definitely want to be on the show, and as an adult, I definitely want to be on the show, but I am not. All right, that's it. We're done with the after show. Thanks for watching.
Sorry,
no,
everyone.
Holy Moly
I
is not a sequel to Fooly Coolly. That's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hang out with friends and family virtually. Rest, relax. You deserve it. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Wear your mask.